Michael Dodd will help your audience stand up to what they call in his native Australia, blowtorch-on-the-belly questions from journalists, from prospects and from your clients.
But the good news is, there's one thing we can guarantee about this session. It will be fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Dodd.
What that actually means is it'll be fun for me, which is why I can guarantee it. I get to challenge you with your blowtorch on the belly question. That's a technical term from the world of Australian journalism. And in fact, we have a volunteer and we're going to try it out on, so you'll get the idea what blowtorch on the belly really means. But there is some good news, and that is, however brilliant you are at answering tough questions, or however atrocious you are, by the end of this little session, you will be better placed. So we will have a volunteer, and we're going to prove that we can make a difference in a short space of time. Then I'm going to tell this person and the rest of the room the golden formula for answering tough questions, nasty questions, horrible questions, and coming from a place where I've worked in the Australian outback, really ignorant questions. We'll try them all. So the idea is that this formula will work for that, and we'll give you that formula and the second golden formula. We'll give you an idea what that is, and then we will go through a worksheet so you can all apply that to your tough question, and then we'll do it with the volunteer so that you give the volunteer a second score. But there is an incentive, and that is that if the volunteer actually does get a +3 or more, he gets a prize, which is a prize to the whole of the Professional Speaking Association in South East London, and apparently he's going to share it if he wins, but he won't win it unless he gets the right scores, yeah?
He's the author of Great Answers to Tough Questions at Work. His book has been given Management Gold endorsement by the Chartered Management Institute.
Apparently if I stroke it, it looks even more desirable.
The Express newspaper says every briefcase and every bookshelf should have a copy.
So let me unveil the volunteer and see if he's bad enough in the first instance and good enough in the second instance, according to you, to get that prize on behalf of you all. Here he is. Hey, there you are. You get a round of applause here just for volunteering.
Indeed I do, Mike.
That's good, that's good. So I'm going to stand over here and you're going to stand there, and apparently on your LinkedIn site, which I checked out because I did massive research on this, it says something about fun. Now, this is not the question, right? I just want to have a little chat to warm you up, right? Just what is your kind of proposition when you're talking to an audience about fun? What is it?
Oh, it's just got to be engaging.
Yeah.
It's got to be something that people relate to.
Yeah.
I want a smile on their face.
Oh,
I want them to
right,
leave that
okay.
room thinking it was, that was a really good day, a really good session.
That's great. Okay, that's good. So we set the standards there, right? So you've just given your talk, right? I'm the one guy who didn't stand up, but I'm standing up now, and I'm going to ask you the blowtorch on the belly question, right? Now, your job, I may not have told you this, and I've actually tweaked the question a little bit, so the idea is I ask you the question, and you do, what you do on a sort of a typical Jez bad day, all right? Simple as that. Yeah, so we're going to go in 3, 2, 1. So, Jez Ray, it says on your LinkedIn profile, and we were told when we were introduced to you that this would be fun. Now, I personally found it about as much fun as going to a badly organised funeral for a coronavirus victim. Now, what have you got to say about that?
It was not fun. I'm shocked. I'm really sorry, Michael. Everyone on these events normally says, gets 8 out of 10, 10 out of 10 scores. I'm stunned. I really don't know what to say.
Cut that loop. That's fine, okay. Thank you for doing that. Not the easiest thing in the world. So there, you can score that, right? Secret score out of 10. 10 is brilliant, 0 is atrocious. Thank you for that generous thing. You can go and sit down. I'll just do a tiny little critique, because what we're looking at typically is the content of what's said, which wasn't very much actually, funnily now that you kind of mention it. We're looking at the way it was structured, about whether it took on the question head on and whether it left us with a nice little story that sort of inspired us or something, and the delivery style. Style is perhaps overstating it in this particular case, but a very generous volunteer, so scoring what he's worth, So there were some interesting things there, and you might have even noticed a couple, but there was certainly some sort of hesitation, and there was a sort of interesting body language and facial expressions. Now, one of the interesting body language things, which is very common for people under pressure, is this. Now, I'm from Australia, as I think I mentioned once, and I was brought up in Sydney, and our sporting passion is rugby league. They play it in northern parts here. Your Yorkshire colleagues would know all about it. But the thing is that we don't find ourselves very good at this game called football. We call it soccer. We don't even agree on what the name of it is. But I have made a study since I've been living in the Northern Hemisphere, and I've actually noticed one thing, which is when there is something called a free kick near the goalposts, the defending team all do what Jez did for us. They stand like that. Yeah. Apparently they do this because they're protecting some kind of vital organ or whatever. It could hurt a lot if they don't defend themselves. But people do this on stage as well when they're under pressure from tough questions. Yeah. And so there's a couple of really important things to note about this. I mean, there are others. This one is available, but this one is kind of even more common. And the first thing is, how confident do I look? In fact, would you mind coming out again here? Just, I know you only volunteered to come here once, but let's do it. Let's do it again. Can you do it again? We'll do it together, just as an act of solidarity. Yeah. How confident do we look? Yeah. All right. Now the other thing, and this is only you can answer this, Jez, is how confident when you're standing like that do you feel?
Really miserable.
Yeah, as if you're about to get hurt in a really painful place. Yeah, exactly. Well, put you any misery. You can go and sit down there. Protect yourself over there if you like. Thank you very much. Yeah. So when you're trying to look confident and sound confident and feel confident, then typically it's so much better if you can have your hands up and open. Yeah. Nothing to hide. We're going to give you the honest truth here. Yeah. Now, often feels a bit nerve-wracking to be like that when you're actually not talking, but when you are talking, it does make a difference, yeah? So what I typically say is when you're, in fact, you could try this next time to see if we can improve that score, yeah? When you're listening, try that, but as soon as you open your mouth, try that, and it just puts you in a much better place. It seems trivial, but of course, if someone were to walk into the room just now, if we hadn't met before, we would all make an instant judgment on them about whether we liked them, trusted them, believed them, just on a few seconds. And if you're standing there at the start of your great answer and you're like that, it's probably not going to be a great answer and you're not going to feel so great about it. So thank you for doing that, Jez. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do in front of your colleagues, and I have reason to believe that on a good day, Jez can do much better. So I'm hoping that when we go through the worksheet, which we're about to do, then you'll actually be able to apply it to yourself, and that Jez will apply it to him, that he'll be a fast learner, and whatever you've scored him, he'll be scoring at least 3 points higher than that. And at all times, I want you to be warm, be human, be unflappable, and be the best version of yourself. So we haven't seen the best of Jez in this particular session. We have earlier tonight, and we will again later on. But the best version of yourself. So that's where getting the body language right is really important, getting the tone of voice right, etc. So that's basically it. So now I want to see if, Jez, have you kind of got something worked out here? Because the question is the same. Yeah? That's good. That's great. Okay. Well, normally when I've got time, I rehearse this to make sure you're good. But we'll just go blind, eh? All right? All right? So you've all given him a score for the first one, right? Somewhere between 0 and 10. Right? So the second one, you've got to do the same, and don't reveal it, it's just for you, hoping, even if you're not accountants, that you can work out the difference between the first score and the second score. Because that will determine whether Jez gets the book on behalf of you all. Yeah, so we're going to go in 3, 2, 1. So Jez, I've looked up you on LinkedIn, and it was said when you were introduced that today's session would be fun. Now, I personally found it about as much fun as being, in a funeral for a badly organised funeral for a coronavirus victim. So, what have you got to say about that?
I'm sorry you feel like that, Michael, but I quite understand. We do find this sometimes with the delegates. It takes a bit of time. So what I'd ask is, just give it 24 hours, and what you're helping is for that incredible pattern machine that is your brain flip from speaking is scary to speaking is fun, which is what we were trying to do on the day. Speaking is fun. Now, as you know, we've got a Zoom call with a whole team at the end of the week. So if we could put it to them to talk about it again, and just as importantly, Hamish from the Scottish office, who went through this a couple of weeks ago, will be on that call. He is now speaking at conferences all over Scotland, and he can tell you how it works.
Gosh, could you teach me how to have fun? Thank you very much. Well done. So, anyone notice anything different about Jez Mark II? Yeah, better content, better. He did say the sorry thing, but he didn't go on about it. Sorry, didn't feel like the same as the others or something. But that was good, and he actually went through the formula and finished on an example. Hamish in Scotland, yeah. So well done. So it's the moment of truth. Let's see whether Jez gets the prize. Put your hand up for +1. Gosh, you thought he was terrible the first time, didn't you? Put your hand up for +2. Oh, this is looking good. Put your hand up for +3. +4. I think they really want this book. They want you to have it. +5. Whoa, we got some +5s. Yeah, right up. Don't be shy. Right up. No, and then just down some time, vote. Yep. Okay. +6. Oh, even more for +6. Yeah. +7. You thought he was terrible the first time. Yeah. Any +8s? Any more? Yeah. What did you vote? 9. Flippin' heck. Tell him what you thought of the first one. Don't give him the score first up. It's +9. Let me think. What did she think of the first time? Yeah. So I think that's 5.897, which qualifies. What's that?
That's right, Michael.
Well done. Well done. So, on behalf of Michael Communications, and I will sign this later on, there it is to Professional Speaking Association in the South East. Well done, James. You really are good. Great.
To boost the communication skills at your next conference, email Michael at michaeldoddcommunications.com.